I've always had an interesting relationship with anime. I feel like I went down the alternate path with the Weeb RPG. I watched Pokemon like every other kid, but my means of anime were watching it on VHS tapes and eventually graduating to DVDs that I would check out from the library. This is what led to me seeing Cowboy Bebop at a very early age. I turned out fine, I swear. Once I reached middle school, I was finding alternative ways to watch anime. I ended up watching a lot of anime that never made it to broadcast television. This means I did not grow up with Toonami or Kids WB, which is where most fans were first exposed to anime. That means no Dragon Ball Z, no Naruto, and no Gundam Wing. Which is surprising, considering my current obsession with Gundam. Gundam first premiered in Japan in 1979 with the original Mobile Suit Gundam and is still premiering new anime to this day. Gundam finally made its leap to American television in the year 2000 with Gundam Wing on Toonami, and we've been paying for it ever since. Now, I have seen Gundam Wing. It's certainly a decent anime and has some really fun mobile suit designs. I just want to take a moment to say please give the rest of Gundam a chance. Genuinely some of the best anime I've ever seen. Sadly though, despite other Gundam shows getting localized to English, Wing still has a firm grip on American perception of Gundam. Nowadays, anime fans are slowly moving towards the wider Gundam franchise, but mainstream anime media? It's still stuck in the year 2000. I mean, when Peter Cullen is voicing your trailer,
5 elite soldiers and their legendary mobile suits called Gundam.
It's gonna make an impact, and the nostalgia from it is powerful. This has led to Wing being favored over other Gundam shows just based on nostalgia. Gundam has not gotten that much exposure to Western audiences, outside of that, despite its importance to overall anime history. Sure, sometimes Gundam does collaborations with big brands and games, including the most recently released Overwatch 2 collab. The collab was stated to be for Gundam Wing's 30th anniversary, specifically, as Gundam Wing came out in 1995. The 4 skins include the Tall Geese, the Wing Zero, Epion, and Death Scythe. Perfectly fine choices in my opinion. They do show off Wing's varied designs, although small little detail here. Each one of these designs are from Endless Waltz, not Gundam Wing proper. Minor nitpick, I know, but Endless Waltz came out in 1997 and is a direct sequel to Wing. Sunrise and Bandai are very specific when it comes to mobile suit names. It makes very clear distinctions between things like the Wing, Wing Zero, and Wing Zero EW. That's why Gunpla boxes are very clearly labeled as to what they are. These skins should be titled the Wing Zero EW, the Death Scythe Hell EW, the Epion EW, and the Tall Geese EW. These are important distinctions to make because the designs are different. When doing research for this video to see if Overwatch ever said that these designs are from Endless Waltz, I found exactly one interview. This interview states that they thought the designs from Endless Waltz were very iconic and wanted to use them for the collab. Everywhere else you look, there is no mention of these being the Endless Waltz designs. For Sunrise's 30th anniversary video for Gundam Wing, they make very clear distinctions between the base show, Endless Waltz, and Frozen Teardrop. Now, how do I know that all of these designs are from Endless Waltz? Well, besides from them outright saying it in the GameSpot article, if you look closely at the designs, you can tell. The Wing Zero EW is very easy to tell. Mercy has an angel motif, and so does the Wing Zero EW. The rest of them are a bit harder to spot. The Death Scythe Hell EW has a red chest, bat motif, and its little pointy elf shoes, just like Reaper. Death Scythe from the show lacks all of these. Next, the Tall Geese, here with Soldier 76. The yellow accents on the shoulders and the gloves are not present in the original design. The original Tall Geese has much more black in its design, and it has a completely different shield design. Finally, to the Epion. This one is harder to spot because it went through very small changes between the base show and Endless Waltz, but the chest piece is the dead giveaway. Ramatra has white on the top just like the EW design, whereas the show design has white all around it. Now these may seem like small distinctions, But these are very important to point out with Gundam. Take for instance this scenario. Hey man, I just bought you a Death Scythe Gundam. Oh really? Which one? Well, you know, just the Death Scythe. Well, do you mean the Death Scythe, or the Death Scythe EW, or the Death Scythe Hell, or the Death Scythe Hell EW? The Death Scythe? The skins are amazing. They're just not from the original show. I don't play Overwatch personally, but my friend is upset about the hero choices because there's already a character with a flying mech suit, and she gets nothing. Blizzard can say that this is for the anniversary, and I'm fine with that, but Gundam Wing is chosen repeatedly in America over other Gundam media. Funko Pops were made for Gundam's 45th anniversary. The two that were chosen were the RX-78 and Char's Custom Zaku. Perfectly logical choices. They are the two main protagonists of the UC Gundam timeline. After these two, the very next Funko Gundams announced? Wing, and only Wing. No G Gundam, no Witch from Mercury, and no G-Quax designs, despite being the current airing show. One could say it's pointless to argue this because Gundam's Wing's anniversary is in 2025, which is why we're getting all these collabs. My rebuttal to that argument is that G Gundam came out in 1994, meaning that its 30th anniversary would have been last year in 2024. And we got nothing for that. I don't know, maybe I'm just salty that we didn't get another Gundam kit. I don't know why, I just like him, he's a silly little guy, I want him. Speaking of merch, a very popular form of that for Gundam is Gunpla. I build a lot of Gunpla, if you can't tell. I've been building Gunpla since 2023, which is right around the same time that my obsession with Gundam began. There's a ton of ways to get them in America, both online and physical stores. This isn't an issue with independent hobby stores, but I've noticed a trend in major retail stores. The ones who do sell Gunpla tend to have a smaller stock, and will have a variety of kits, but they will always make sure to have the Gundam Wing kits in stock. I personally have the Wing, Wing Zero EW, Death Scythe, Heavy Arms. I mean, at this point I should just get the Sandrock and the Shenlong to get the boy band back together. This one isn't a huge deal and doesn't really prevent anyone from getting any other kits. It's just obvious that they stock the kits that American audiences will be familiar with. This familiarity also extends to YouTube. It's a trend that anime openings get a ton of views on YouTube. Gundam Wing's opening has, at the time of this recording, 7.4 million views on Crunchyroll's official YouTube channel. Its second opening has 3.6 million. Going down the list, Iron-Blooded Orphan's first opening has 3.4. That's a relatively new show, and a lot of people like Raise Your Flag. Raise your flag! It is a banger. But you know what's the biggest tragedy? Witch from Mercury, which has a genuinely good opening. Wouldn't know that from its Crunchyroll YouTube upload, sitting at only 1 million views, which on paper isn't bad. The official music video uploaded has 146 million views. The song is immensely popular in Japan. This may seem like small potatoes in the grand scheme of things, except the Gundam Wing opening was uploaded in 2020, Witch from Mercury was uploaded in 2022. Nothing else Gundam even comes close to it. And the other Gundam shows that aired on Toonami? Nowhere to be seen. No official Crunchyroll uploads of these openings, even though they have the shows on their site. Speaking of Crunchyroll, this may just be an issue with the dub preservation overall, but they make sure that Wing and Original Mobile Suit Gundam have their dubs. But G Gundam? Nope, it's nowhere, despite being produced by Ocean as well, which is a shame because G Gundam has an insanely fun dub. Erupting, burning, banger! Finally, this is one that just irks me. Mecha Break is a new robot combat game with clear anime inspirations. Before I go into this, please do not harass the author of this article. On the official IGN article about the game, it says it's inspired by anime like Gundam Wing and Macross Plus. Those are very too specific anime to call out. Maybe it's because these anime have very similar stories to Mecha Break or have direct influences. Well, if you scroll down further into the article, the CEO of Amazing Season Games, Chris Kwok, states, "I've had a wonderful childhood experience watching a TV station in Hong Kong, which introduced me to Japanese anime. My favorites were Gundam and Macross, and they were the biggest influences on Mecha Break. You couldn't just say Gundam, huh, IGN? Outro time, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you'd like. I will be doing some more stuff down in the future. More anime stuff, Gundam stuff, random ideas that I have, maybe whatever I feel like I'm interested in. I got a few video ideas in the pipeline. A YouTube channel is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, just to get my thoughts out there. I'll be streaming my Gunpla builds over on my Twitch, if you'd like to come hang out. Major shout out to my buddy Tika for this video. She helped out a ton with writing, jokes, editing help, and just being an all-around hype person for this video. I really appreciate it. Go check out their channel. They got a great Gunpla video out. I guess all that's left to say is, once again, thanks for watching.